Thank you very much. I feel energized. Yeah. Now, Atomy has 4 mottos, right? The first motto is, cherish the spirit. We, as humans, have flesh, or a physical body, right? Why do you think flesh isn't mentioned here? Well, even if we don't say it, everyone cherishes their body. We place all our focus on our physical body. Thus, in order to achieve balance, we need to cherish the spirit and the soul. Moreover, the spirit and soul are our true essence. When we say cherish the spirit, it means people aren't a means to an end. Rather, they should be our ultimate goal. Thus, work just becomes a means for our spirit. Hence, Atomy itself does not become the goal of this company. Essentially, Atomy is just a means for our spirit. And this company exists for the people. Until now, most companies have followed a different concept. These companies would make themselves the goal. As such, people making sacrifices and becoming the means were the concepts used by these businesses. Yet, this was not the case for Atomy from the beginning. As such, instead of focusing on Atomy itself, we valued the people who make Atomy what it is. So, all of our focus has been placed on the people. Atomy has relationships with various kinds of people. Internally, Atomy consists of executives and staff members. At Atomy, they are referred to as internal members. Next, we have our members. The third group would include those who buy our products, who we refer to as consumers. Fourth, we have these subcontractors who deliver the products to us. If we wanted to be technical, there would be others like government institutions. These are the various relationships that we have. At Atomy, we're not about trying to take anything from anyone. Instead, we need to focus on giving them something. For example, the executive and staff members should be provided a better salary than elsewhere. At the end of the year, we give bonuses. We give more to those who do well and less to those who don't. Because if everyone got the same amount, the people who did well wouldn't work as hard. Although we give bonuses based on performance, we do our best to give them more salary than other places. In exchange, they need to finish the tasks that might require 5 to 10 people. This does not mean that they need to work overtime or keep very long hours. It means that they need to be efficient and smart about it, so that the work 10 people should be doing can actually be completed not only in a timely manner, but eventually become eliminated as well. As such, Atomy is headed in this direction. What about the members of Atomy? As you do this business, you are just purchasing necessary items that you could get from the supermarket, TV home shopping, or internet shopping malls. Are you losing anything? No, because they're great and affordable, right? All you're doing is buying what you need from Atomy. Since you aren't really suffering any losses, you tell your family and your friends about trying it out as well. These consumers won't be losing anything either, right? Hence, you need to verify this by trying it yourself. You can determine whether or not others will suffer a loss by becoming a consumer yourself and checking if you would still buy the product in the event that you didn't do the business. Can you make that kind of judgment? Of course you can. Once you do, you need to have confidence and faith in your decision as you tell everyone about it. We need to share with our consumers as well. Atomy does not do business at the expense of its subcontractors. No company has ever failed by working with Atomy. They're actually doing quite well. We make it our goal to have a symbiotic relationship with them so that they can continually do better. Rather than doing well by adding to the costs, a fair profit margin is set so that many are able to benefit. This allows the subcontractors to hire their employees. When these workers receive their monthly salary, they will be able to use it for their living expenses, which will then help those working at local shops make their ends meet. This is known as the backward linkage effect. Basically, even though they provide us with the products, these people also receive benefits due to Atomy. Moreover, when the families of these workers spend the money, the people in their local area will be able to live, and this would continue following the principle of multiplication. After working hard, we pay taxes to the government because you need a stable country. Basically, we're supporting each other. And no one should gain at the expense of another person. Distribution amongst these groups needs to be balanced as well. Hence, our founding principles consist of being, speed, and balance. Distribution is related to the balance concept. If the distribution is skewed to one side, it will cause some to live in difficulty. Furthermore, according to the law of the minimum, everything will be based on the person who receives the least. Thus, Atomy is doing its best to have a balanced distribution. The people who are affiliated with this are able to live decent lives, support the family that they love, provide the education that their children need, and achieve the happiness that they all want. Because Atomy becomes the means that makes all of this possible. The second motto is create the vision. Now, this vision has tremendous power. However, we tend not to utilize this ability. We don't even put 1 to 2% into good use. Some people envision having tens of thousands, if not tens of millions of people. Yet, due to not being able to deal with the sponsor-partner relationship, they have to do their utmost just to survive. This occurs when your range of vision is narrow. Thus, when we talk about this vision, we are actually referring to the ability to create something new. For example, let's say you live in a rental. You call this your home, but it's only 700 to 1,000 square feet. If you want to change this into a 3,500 square foot home, where you can live comfortably without any embarrassment with visitors, and invite guests without feeling any shame, it will only become possible when you have vision. Your house will only change when your thoughts have changed. Moreover, there is no point in thinking about the present, because what you see is going to be what you get. Hence, you need to envision the unseen. Even when you're in your small rental, you need to be thinking, I will move into a home that's in a rich neighborhood. That is how you create the vision. The third motto is, follow the faith. The word faith means that you're believing in the unseen. Even in the Bible, it asks, have you believed because you have seen me? If we could see God, there would be no point in telling others to believe. Foolish people believe that only visible things exist. If you want to be successful and rich, you must picture the unseen. When you're sitting in your small rental, you have to see yourself in the house at that rich area. Thus, faith is being able to see the unseen. Not only do you have to picture the unseen, but also stand firm and follow the faith. You create the vision by having thoughts like, I want to live a balanced life. I want to help the people in need so that no one around me lives in hardship. In Korea, there's a story about a rich Che family in Gyeongju. They said that they would take care of any starving person in the area. So they envisioned that no one within a 25-mile radius would ever go hungry. That was their thought, which was created into their vision. Then they stood firm and followed through with it. Since many of you have already written about the balanced life that you want to live for your movie with the life scenario, you will need to stand firm above it and follow the faith. Although most of you do so when you're here, you return back to reality the moment you leave. Furthermore, when you meet with pessimistic people, especially those who are people close to you, you quickly come back to your senses as well. You have to keep yourself from coming back to reality. Faith is believing in the unseen, right? Well, you have to stand firm above the unseen and continually show your vision to those around you. By saying things like, I will earn $30,000 a month. Can you see this money right now? Not only do you have to picture yourself earning this in your mind, but you also have to be constantly telling others about it. People might not even believe you at first, but they will gradually do so in time. If you truly believe that you are earning $30,000 to $50,000 a month, you will have an enormous amount of energy. You would be able to work with very little sleep. The Atomy leaders didn't just suddenly become leaders. They did this business day and night. They still go out and do the Atomy business. It was normal for them to work until 1 or 2 in the morning. They would go and explain about the business until 3 a.m., take a quick shower, and then go on to the next person. You would only be able to do this if you truly believed that you would make $30,000 to $50,000 a month and stand firm in your movie and vision. Whenever they went to see their friends, they were able to say, hey, treat me to a meal because I have some great information for you. Due to the energy they had received by standing firm to the belief that they would be earning the unseen $30,000 to $50,000 a month. So once you create the vision and then stand firm by following the faith, you will be able to make your belief into a reality. Most people refer to this as conviction. You have conviction when you are confident in your thoughts. Conviction and faith are similar concepts, as both relate to believing in your vision. Then what should you believe in? Instead of thinking about the twisted mess of a reality, you have to create your vision of the balanced life that you desire and follow your faith by standing firmly above it if you want it to become a reality. It's basically the law of success. The Atomy motto is a summary of this law. The last motto is serve in humility. This is simply the kind of behavior pattern that you need. As such, it is referring to how we will conduct ourselves. Even though your vision is placed above you, you need to lower yourself and become humble. You need to cherish all the people around you, rather than ignoring them or looking down on them. Not only do you have to treasure each and every person, but you also have to serve them in humility. You must lower yourself as much as you can. The more humble you become, the further you will be able to go. Just like a spring that jumps higher the more you press down on it, you will be able to reach greater heights by lowering yourself. You must never be arrogant. By serving in humility, you will be able to accept other people's mistakes and have the heart to forgive them. Moreover, you will learn how to accept loss, which is something that you need to be able to do. Otherwise, you will be distressed all the time. There are some snappy people who think, I will never suffer a loss. Who do they think they are to do that to me? People who are like this tend to be very wicked. Those who can accept loss are generally kind-hearted. As such, whether you become wicked or nice will depend on how willing you are to accept loss. If you have to resolve to do so, then you will become a good person. People who think, I will never take any losses, they don't actually live a better life by acting like that. So, as you lower yourself and you make yourself more humble, you will be able to tolerate the mistakes of others, and you will be more likely to forgive them for their misdeeds. So be willing to lower yourself. I have yet to see anyone succeed through being arrogant. You can't think, how can I, as a Sharon Rose Master, serve coffee? Or, since I'm the Sharon Rose Master, you should be doing the cleaning. Are you going to make me, a Sharon Rose Master, do it? It is hard for people like this to achieve real success. Did you hear Dr. O talk about how he took out the trash? Did he want to throw the trash away himself? He did it, even though he surely didn't want to. When you lower yourself, you will be able to do the same. In order to be humble, you must learn how to accept loss, which means that you need to be thinking about how you can give. If you live a life of giving to others, even if you do suffer a small loss, you can think, they will take it anyways, so what's the harm? Your mind will also be at ease if you can accept the fact that losses will occur. Always be mindful that you can suffer losses. For example, whenever I get a ticket, I don't really get that upset because from the moment that I bought my car, I knew that I could still get a parking ticket even as a good driver. Let's say you unknowingly parked in a no parking zone because you weren't ticketed before, but then you got one that day, as if it was something that would never happen. There will be some people who will cry about this. Yet, if you own a car, this situation is always a possibility. Just like buying gas, changing the engine oil, and paying for car insurance. You need to add the possibility of receiving tickets to your expenses. Basically, you calculate your losses beforehand. As such, it becomes a relief if you don't get ticketed and something that was expected when you do. That's how I thought even when I was in hardship. I didn't whine and cry about receiving a ticket. You need to be able to accept these losses. Moreover, if you want to be humble, instead of thinking about yourself, you need to place priority on the people around you. You have to be considerate of others. The best role model who did this was Jesus Christ. When Jesus Christ washed the feet of his disciples, he said, "Do unto others what you would have them do unto you." Then he told his disciples to wash each other's feet. Instead of washing your own feet well, you need to be willing to do that for others. The feet are not only the lowliest point of our body, but also the dirtiest. So even though we can see the faults, the blemishes, and all the things that are dirty, rather than resenting them, you need to accept these flaws as part of your cleaning process. Hence, your heart must be open to helping others by concealing their faults and cleaning off that dirt. As you do, Others will come to help wash your feet. These people will come to cover your blemishes and wash away the mud that you have. You can't just cleanly wash your feet and point out the flaws of others by saying, "How can you be like that?" Because that is not serving in humility. When you hide the faults of others and you wash away the muck and the grime on their feet, your hands will become dirty. However, you just have to keep pressing forward. The basis for all behavior patterns stem from lowering yourself, which means that you need to serve in humility. Typically, most CEOs don't give passionate lectures that make them sweat. I don't see myself above all of you just because I'm the one on this stage. The Atomy leaders still tell me, since you are good at speaking, you should do these lectures. So I tell them, okay, I guess you're right. Hence, I get on stage and give these lectures as I sweat. Serving in humility is about lowering yourself and following these requests. If they tell me not to, I will follow suit, step off the stage, reply, "I understand," and I'll sit down. Most CEOs don't passionately lecture until they lose their voice. Instead, they come up and say, "Dear Atomy members." They give a 5-minute greeting and then leave the stage. However, at Atomy, I put everything into my lectures because the leaders tell me that I'm good at it. Thank you for listening.